Okay, I think everything's set up now. It's like a million steps to set things up how I want to. But yeah, today we're just doing art, which is probably going to be mostly Blender. I'm really bad at it, but I need to practice, and so this seems like the reasonable time and place to do it. So, yesterday I made this very garbage highway road, and the thing that I did that I've never really done before was use the clone brush to try to like texturize the grass a little bit, but it didn't come through in the end result like at all. I don't think you can even tell. Working in Godot. I may have actually deleted the scene now that I think about it. Now that I think about it, I don't think I actually even saved the fight scene. So, what are we gonna do? Yeah, super did not. So, we'll be starting fresh. So I thought that like a road with like maybe some rocks would be like reasonable, but that is not how this came out at all. Also, we learned that it's just way too flat. It needs some other stuff going on. So I think we ended up adding like a fence and some trees. I might actually have yeah, so this is where we were. And as you can see, the texturing for the grass just did not come through at all. Not even a little bit. That could be because the outside is this dark green. Could just be that it's a stupid idea in the first place. But this little camera preview up here shows what we would have ended up with, which is just awful, right? The rocks don't look like rocks. The road doesn't look like a road. And the trees don't really look like trees. And the grass doesn't look like grass. So total fail, top to bottom, start to finish. We're going to try to do better today. That's kind of the goal. So I think the first thing we're going to do is probably wipe out this road entirely. We have a couple of colors here that I kind of liked. I don't know much about color theory or anything. I think on the model, they're just on the bottom, maybe? On the sides, which is funny to me, but actually pretty useful. So, we're trying to make a Dokapon Kingdom clone, kind of. So if you've never seen Dokapon Kingdom, it looks much better than this. But an appropriate fight scene would be something like this. Just like a fence and a windmill, and like these silly cutout trees are totally fine. I don't know how to make 3D areas that kind of have these background objects. I'm not good at that at all. So even though 90% of the focus is just on these two guys on a flat plane, all this other background stuff does a lot of heavy lifting. And that's kind of what I need to figure out how to do today. So, can I just open this picture? Like, here's another fight scene where it's like buildings and some snow and some trees. And it's at least more interesting than what I have. I will note that they are side to side, which I did not remember, I guess. I thought it was more like this, yeah. So I guess there are different scenes or different camera angles in the same scene that I will need to account for. So it needs to be a whole 3D area. I can't just cut out the front. That's the world map. It's a shop scene. We have a shop scene. It's pretty bad. I'd like to touch it up, but I need to meet with our programmer before I can, because I want to put items that are actually in the game in the scene, and we need to figure out what those items are. My world map sucks. It's not nice like this. But possibly working on that today. This is just an interior scene that, again, not complicated, but all these little background details do a lot of heavy lifting. This is inside of a cave, which I need to figure out how to do this sort of thing too. I'm just really bad at environments, basically. I mean, I'm bad at everything, but environments especially. This is on a boat. This would be a fight scene, but this is a talking scene. And it kind of terminates where the edge of the boat is, which makes sense, but even when I do something like this, it doesn't feel the same. So like this is that same fight scene, but for talking. So all this background is like terrain and these cutout trees and clouds, windmill, fences. And you see that we tried to make a fence, right? But this is just fundamentally not the same. This is kind of like a sandy area, which I don't even know how to give this texture to sand. It looks nice. It looks great. But if I tried to do this, it would all kind of swirl together and look like one big blob. But I'm just starting art, so that's reasonable. It's not like I've failed massively or anything. Just kind of going through the things I need to learn to do the things I want to do. This is inside of a forest. It's kind of zoomed in on their ability, so you can't really see the background that well. I tried making like a little beach for our our world map, but it's pretty bad. Okay. I don't know that any of the videos are gonna have battles in them. These promotional videos sometimes don't. This is inside that forest. Maybe not the most helpful thing, but you get the idea. So, turning this into something better. I had thought that we would use maybe this like octagon shape and then kind of a void single color background, so it's like a cutout in the middle of something, and it's just gamey, and we're not worried about the realism. Oh, I thought the air conditioner was off. It's actually just me sweating because I'm so nervous. But I don't think the void thing's going to super work. I think we're going to actually have to build some terrain that terminates sightlines appropriately. So to do that, I think this distance between our characters is probably fine. I think the concept of the road is okay. I'm not that mad at it, but I do kind of prefer Dokapons like off to the side of the road. So we might move them out here. I want to use like trees to delineate, right? But it looks like it's hills that actually do the job. Hills, hills, hills. Do we have a different environment? The snow one, there's like buildings and then there's trees. But it looks like in the background there's still just hills, right? There's like other... It's hard to see. I am sweating. This is crazy. Let me check the AC. Hey, Cher. Sorry, I don't know. I'm sweating all of a sudden. Like, it's crazy that it's this hot. My AC's on. We have central air. I guess it could just be my computer. I'm going to go turn it down a little bit. But yeah, we're just talking about all the ways that I've failed at art because what we're aiming for is where are we at? Like this kind of background where sightlines terminate naturally. And what we have instead is this. I had originally planned to do like a cutout of a space in the void and it wouldn't be awkward. Oh, nice. That makes me happy. I believe there would be at least one nerd out there that had done something with it, right? But yeah, I thought like we could do kind of a gamey thing and put like an octagon in the middle of an area that is implied, and that kind of failed really bad. Also, I hate this road. I thought it was going to be like rocks, but I don't even like fighting across it. We tried to do this grass texture, and that didn't really pan out at all. You can't even see it, honestly. So I think we're going to move them over here entirely and put some hills in the background, which I guess is just how you terminate sightlines, because I fundamentally don't understand 3D environment, like level building, at all. Not even a little bit. A lot of nerds, actually, since Volca FM is just a copy of classic synth Yamaha DX7. Patches are exportable and cross-compatible. Oh, nice. I know that music nerds are nerds. I just am not one, so I don't know what exists. It's not that I'm going for a Dokapon art style. It's just that Dokapon is a competent game where you never notice that the art is whack. And so it's like a fine baseline, since that's the game that we're making, right? Kind of seeing how they did it. And I think like the desert scenes are a really good example. Yeah, it's okay. No pressure to know what the fuck a synth is. Lol. But I think it's the synth in Africa Toto. Oh, okay. It's kind of neat. I think these sandy ones are really like the best examples, right? So, we definitely need more terrain. And that means this whole thing's going to have to be like a lot bigger potentially. But let's just come in here and, I don't know, add like a icosphere. Oh man, how do I get my... How do I move my 3D cursor to the origin? I Shift C. Look at that. I'm a genius with the biggest brain. Okay, icosphere. We're going to scale that up. Nope. Move it out. I guess it needs to be like further, right? I don't know. But having a hill there feels a little ridiculous. Just to my brain. Like, I fundamentally don't understand what I'm doing here. It shouldn't be this hard, but it really is for me. Like, there's some terrain, and then there's, like, in the background, skyboxy stuff, right? So do I need to put that stuff in a skybox? Like, these trees don't block your sight, right? Those aren't what terminate it. It's just this random white stuff back there, but you don't notice it at the time. So let's do this. Let's take this object. We will give it some terrain, or some texture rather. UV editing, scale that down. We'll put it in the grassy zone for now. Okay, and then we will just shift. Well, you know, that's not actually any better. Let's I guess we could do the road coming up, maybe? Confused about what it is exactly you're trying to do. What is it, frog's eyes? I'm trying to make a combat zone, okay? Combat scene, somewhere for our guys to fight. That is the same as this, right? This is where they fight. So, like, when you're fighting this guy, right, it's just this little area. But I'm trying to figure out all this background stuff that makes it not seem like a standalone thing. And it seems that they put a lot of hills in the background. But I don't know. Okay. We're working through it. I'm just trying to see, like, will that help if we put hills in the background? I think we could, like, wind the road up, potentially. Maybe do, like, these. This is just it's not placeholder, but it's like just thinking through it. It's like a block out, right? If we made that like gray or something and made it look kind of made it more cliffy, I guess. And we could take like the road and extend it up here. Right? And then we could like find here and you could see the road there. And then if we have the skybox beyond that, we should be okay. As long as we never look over here. Right? But that's okay, because I was thinking we'd move our people. Let's get out of here. I was thinking maybe we'd fight like more over here and have the grass maybe more grass models, right? So if we look at what we have before, it's this. And I was thinking we'd have some of this grass here, get rid of these trees, maybe have some trees here in the background, but then have the overall road go up and behind it. And that might make it feel a little less disconnected. Because right now, in the camera, when you go to the fight scene, is this here. Which just, it doesn't, it feels like a green plane, okay? I know my grass is too green, and that's a different problem to solve, but we're thinking about shapes right now. And also, these rocks didn't work out, so like, gonna get rid of those for sure. Let's see. So let's do this. Make like a. Oh, why can't we texture paint? Oh, we're on smear. That's why. Okay, we'll do that. And we'll go UVs. Nope. There we go. Get those over to there. Yeah, if we do fences up and around, that might be reasonable. Could use the height map rock sometime later when you get to this stuff, or the other things like height map for. Yeah. I think you're thinking of a normal map, but just the concept of the rocks I don't really like. Like I'm not happy with them. I thought it was going to be cooler than it was. Cool. So we will very quickly just get rid of them, right? But, you know, I'm just learning art. I'm at the very beginning. I've been, I don't know, learning for what, a month? I don't know how anything works. I don't know how any of the tools work. I know Blender has the layers, maybe. Wouldn't know where to find them. Okay. That might actually just be better already, right? I use the smear tool sometimes to like make this less awkward. I like the smear tool. I overuse the smear tool for sure. I'm not like that mad at that. It could use some shape. So maybe we'll go here and we'll go here. Maybe we'll cut some shape. Now, my question to you, the road has to be higher than the grass, right? Or is it lower? Lower, right? Because it's a dirt road. Oh, careful, he's beveling. Yeah, okay. Bevel is so good. Okay. Just ever so slightly, right? Okay. Then what we will do is take this one. We will bevel it again. Oop. We'll take this line. Take it out, take it up, give it some height. Bevel that. Take the next line. Edge slide it, bring it up. Okay, but that's too slopey. We don't want slopey, we want cliffy. Is that too aggressive? Maybe. I think we could fix that with UVs. Yeah, okay. We're getting somewhere with that. If we assume that our camera is going to be like here, maybe. Right? And then maybe we, what do we do? We'll do this whole line here. All of that could potentially just be darkened. Yeah, don't hate that. Why is he still standing in the friggin' middle of everything? Like, just get up, bro. Okay. Yeah, this will be better. I think we're making progress, despite all appearances, right? If we get some grass out here, some actual grass, not this failed attempt. Maybe add a couple of trees here, and then also some texture to this craziness. I think it's going to be hard to texture just three tries, right? The construction of this object is insane, but it'll be okay. Also, we need to probably change this green to something more reasonable, which could be frustrating. But right now, we'll focus on these three. Get them as big as we can, feasibly. Okay. Okay. Why can't we paint? Because we're smearing again. Smearing again. Oh, so what do you got going today, Share? Okay. Go in here with multiply, bring the strength way down. Go back to mix. Sample it. Oh, that's size, not strength. Okay. So, let's see what we can do here. Way too big. I don't know how rocks work. Can you tell? Chores and food, such is the way of the world. I think our textures are just too stretched for this to look good, but I'm really just worried about it looking better than what I have. The main thing we're trying to figure out is terminating sightlines. I want to give my partner some art to work with, but like if it's placeholder, it's totally fine. Completing this game will take forever, and this will absolutely be redone by the time that we're done. So it's like not even a concern. We're literally just grinding skill right now. But yeah, I think texture wise, we probably could have used a more square space, bigger space. We could have fixed the geometry before we started messing with UVs. Once we were happy with the shape, we definitely could have done something. Send this over to 5. Give me more room to see your chats. Now, it might seem crazy tedious to just draw all these circles when I'm definitely just using this as a placeholder, and it's ugly, and it's all out of the wrong resolution, and all these things. And you'd be right, but I need the practice. Just using the pen, making the movements, switching the brushes, using the colors. So it's fine. Also, Project Manager has not given me any specific task as far as like what art to make, right? We're not really at that point yet where he needs anything. Everything you see here is just placeholder. Programming is a lot more straightforward. Like the requirements are clear. It either works or it doesn't. But like make a fight scene. The fuck does that even mean? Something I find interesting is that like historically we think of people as these master craftsmen that spent 1,000,000,000,000 hours making every single fork and spoon. But in sewing, there are historical garments that are like meticulously made, crafted by hand, obviously. Like the cloth is woven by hand and then it's stitched by hand. But what you find is, much like random people today making garments, some of them are just finished with the laziest running stitches because the person was fucking done. And I think it's important to remind ourselves that it's okay to just do what works. Okay, now we zoom out, right? We zoom away. That is fine. We're going to add some detail to these, I think. Maybe round them out, because we didn't start with circles, and maybe we should have. But I guess that's what learning looks like, right? And that's why everything's placeholder, because by the time I finish one section of one art, I've already learned a bunch, right? Could do it better immediately. Hey, it's Splish Splash. What's up, sir? Did you get my bug fix? We're just going to add one there. Yeah, it took me a while to find. I had always suspected it, but I wanted to check other things first before being a hater. But sometimes hate is correct. Oh, okay. Inappropriate for this one. Now I have to see. So the thing I like about Irk is that you can just /join YT and it makes the channel as long as there are people in it, and then it totally fucks off the instant we're all gone. So it didn't exist before this stream, and then I just typed /join YT, and now it exists. Okay. So, with that done, we now need to grab this dark grass color. Ooh. And do some edges. Ooh, that's way too much. We can bleed a little bit because it's hand painted and nobody cares. But we don't want to go crazy. We'll consider covering that up, but I don't know. Okay, I think it's fine to just go hard on this. Maybe even that high. Okay, and then up here we just want to make this corner less awkward, so we got to figure out the UVs on that. what UVs are touching this. Where are they? Okay, that's why. They're deep inside enemy territory. And this one. Hard. Where exactly is my issue here? Yeah, it's because they're a pixel big. That's why. I need to just scale them up. I don't know why I'm being such a butt about this. It's fine. Okay, that's not any better. Gah. Okay. Is there? I guess gotta look at. Okay. Hi, yo boys. He's making you a fight scene. If I was an art duty for this game, I'd spend 95% of my time making art plugins because fuck art. Right? Not like. If you are unhappy with the quality of my art, there are other styles that will give us more reliable outcomes faster and easier. And I know that I suck, so like, don't be afraid to just say it, right? But I want to learn the skill anyway, so as long as I'm the art guy, this is what I'm gonna do. Dumb fucking shit like this. Okay. We will probably add geometry up there, so I'm not like that stressed about it. Let's see. Just kind of like a placeholder road to see how it would look. Yeah, I think I like this a lot better than what we were doing before. I want to get some brown in this rock pile, but I don't know how or where or when. Natalie likes it. Just showed her the scene you sent. Oh, well, thanks. Don't tell Travis. Natalie's my favorite. Maybe the edges should be brown. Maybe we should do little bits of brown in here. I think that looks bad. I think maybe the bottom being brown is the strat. But yeah, I have to learn all the art skills and the tools and for game dev, which is an additional constraint. It's a lot at once, but I also get really bored if I'm not challenged at all. So like totally fine with me. I think that's fine. I think we want to do screen. Go back to my grays over here. Way too bright. Bring the strength down to something reasonable. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe just hit it twice. Yeah. We'll sample that color and then go back to mix. That is... I haven't seen anyone do that workflow, but that's how I do it. I think it's cool. Although maybe screening would be reasonable here, actually. Maybe there's no need to do it the slow way. Right? Maybe we could just boop, 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 boop. Hmm. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Am I doing this with a tablet or a mouse? I have the Wacom. Although sometimes I do use the mouse. Like, I'll only use the Wacom if I don't know. If I'm doing a lot, I will. I think maybe what we can do, and I've never done this before, so it could be wrong, is if we go low strength and we multiply this by brown, maybe get that strength up a little bit. I think we can add maybe the colors that we actually want here. Is that just going purple? No. Okay. Smaller. Smaller. Might actually build a ledge out of this. I'm not sure. I think it looks better far away, right? But we're going to be pretty close, so it's going to look goofy, which is fine. It's just, less than ideal. So let's see. What if we. Yeah, Grant Abbott is the Blender guy that I prefer, and he's all about screen and multiply. And I have to say, I agree. If you just screen the parts that should be hidden or screen the parts that pop out and multiply around that screen, stuff will look fine. I think maybe we just, well, maybe we keep going. A little bit farther, but I think it should kind of fade out into this. That I make use of this stuff. It's good that you make use of this stuff. I'm not sure what that means. Like a proper game dev would make a high poly model, bake it into a normal map, use Substance Painter to make their material, and not have to deal with any of this. But I'm just not there yet. We might sculpt something today. Sculpting's fun with the tablet. If you've never texture painted or sculpted with the tablet, it is super relaxing to do both. My problem is when you're a beginner at something, you're indie. If you do that, you're going to finish by the time you're 70. No, it's actually faster to do it the right way. But when you're a beginner at something, if I wanted to spend 30 hours on one drawing, I wouldn't know how, right? I'd cap out at like 5, maybe. If I did every single little thing I could think about fixing, I would have like 5, right? But someone who's good, they know 30 hours worth of stuff they could do to this. And so their ceiling is like significantly higher. But as a result, I can't spend 5 hours on this because I don't know what the hell I'd do for 5 hours. And as you get better, right, you know how to spend the time. So you're going to actually spending more time on the same amount of stuff. I've been lurking the Godot subreddit recently. And there are some wild programming questions there. All right, so this is where we kind of lose detail. And I'm thinking we might just fade the whole thing away. That might be too dark, but that's kind of the idea, right? For what I'm going for, is maybe just fade this. Maybe just multiply the whole thing. That looks a little bit better. Maybe just the lower part. Maybe not at all. I don't know. I think it looks bad again. I think it looked okay for a second. But now it looks like a child scribbles again. Yeah, some variation there. We'll call that good enough. I feel like your colors end up too dark. Yeah. We gotta fix this grass now, which I'm not looking forward to. I'm so bad with colors. Okay, so like, oh, this could be a grass color, right? Oh, we're still on multiply. We gotta go back to mix. Get our strength back up. Is that a better grass color? I don't know that it is. But an actual artist told me that my grass was too green, so I need to like find a color that's less green, I guess. So I guess less green would be like more yellow. See, like, what does that even mean? That's not what we want. That's not what we want at all. It's darker. Maybe that one. I don't think so. I think what we want is this green, maybe. Let's see. And then we could change the top green to something else, but maybe this is an okay green for what we're doing. So by painting those colors over this dark green, I don't think you're going to get anything. You don't think I'm going to improve the grass? Mm. Okay. So that is our new base green for our grass. Let's see. I think I want it to be darker where they are, right? Like, just to me, it makes sense to have like a darker space. But I don't know. I'm not good at this stuff. Okay, that could be shadows that could improve something conceivably. Yeah, okay, maybe. Let's do this. Let's go back to mix. Let's grab this color. Let's go full strength. Let's do that. See how we feel about some shadows. Okay, we're going to fight over here, maybe more at an angle like this, maybe closer over here. One. All right, if we're going to like rotate the camera around these two, oh my lord. No, that's not what I want there. Okay. So yeah, if we rotate the camera around like this, I think that wall is starting to do what we want. But I still don't know what to do with this other background, right? Like, I am fundamentally brain damaged on this topic. Let's find the friggin'... So this here, right, where there's a fall off, where there's a horizon, where there's the edge of the world that exists, but there is more implied. I don't know how to do that. Sorry, I keep bumping the mic, but well, like the far background, I don't know what to do for it, because here it's hills, right? And here it's hills, but there's this section over here that's not hills, right? And I don't know how to make that not look weird. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I understand this is something that nobody ever thinks about in games, but this has bothered me for literal years at this point. Okay. You think it looks weird in Dokkan? So, the scene that we have currently is this one. And so if I just extend the green, right, it's going to probably be fine. I just don't know, right? Let's say I duplicate this and then I scale it without Z for 100. Maybe less. Scale without Z for 50. For 5. Okay. For 5. Like, as far as the camera can see, there's a point where it's going to just meet the background color skybox stuff. Splash, do you mind if I end up showing code on stream? Or are you like super not code shy at all? Okay, cool. I just don't want to put you, on the spot. Yeah, some people are like, oh no, he showed my code. I can never send him code again. But we're not actually here for the code. It's just incidental to what may be seen, right? So here we want to do, we're going to call it fight scene. And we're not going to do that. We're going to go art map. Highway GLB. We're going to do new instance scene. We're going to grab this one. We're going to make it unique. And we're going to save as. Highway upper. We're going to take this one. We're going to make it unique. We're going to save it as highway. Okay. Don't say okie dokie. Do mesh instance. Here we're going to quick load the highway upper. I'm going to duplicate it. Quick load the highway. Cool. We're going to add a camera 3D. Take it out, take it up, take it out, take it back, rotate it, take it down, take it over. Okay. We're going to bring in new base. Or do we have shopkeep? I think we have the shopkeep saved as a mesh instance. We super don't. Is it worth doing? I don't know. I just don't know. Not that one, that's for sure. Shopkeeper female, we're going to make unique. We're going to save as. Yeah. We're not keeping these files, like, we're not actually building, so it's not important. But we should organize that better if we cared. Okay. Blue. Okay, go back to the camera. Slid over, up, forward. I guess we're probably P1, so we should probably be on this side. We don't know what the camera angle is going to be or anything. This is just kind of... Oh, not that one. Nope. Why can't I just tilt it down ever so slight? Oh, because, yeah. Whatever. Okay, so we'll call that correct. Okay. So now we want to do multi-mesh instance. It's good to be able to show it in context with my shitty redundant code. Stay mad, sir. Okay, highway. Okay. So we're going to get some grass going. Target surface is the highway. Okie dokie. The source mesh is the grass I just made, which I guess is highway 2. Random rotation, all of it. Random tilt just a little bit because it looks funny if it tilts too much. Random scale, I guess we could go like 2.5, right? And then the amount seems fine. So that is not fine. We need way more grass than that. How much grass do we want? 1,000 grass? 1,000 grass on the highway. It also does the bottom of the mesh, which is hilarious to me. I could fix it, but I don't actually care that much right now. But since it's only half the amount, let's make it 2,000. Cool. Okay. That doesn't look unreasonable to me. If this was a Pokemon fan game, I would take it. Okay, so what are we actually changing here? What am I working on? I guess we need a light. Directional light 3D. Rotate it down. I don't think that's the right rotation. I think these all have emission anyway, so I don't think this actually does anything. Yeah, it literally doesn't matter. That's just how I've done the textures. Well, thank you, Natalie. It's kind of weird that you guys are just watching my stream. You need to see this grass animated? Do I need to make a shader? I wouldn't know how to animate this grass, honestly. Right, so we're going to build an environment which hangs out here. And so the background is currently clear color. We're going to make a sky, and we're going to use a procedural sky for right now. Sky material, procedural. Okay. So what that does is instead of a plain color, we've now got this horizon and kind of this sky and ground color. And so now we can come in here and change the sky and the ground. So we don't want that ugly brown color. We can. Is that right? I think that's right. So now it's got kind of that blue out there, which is kind of fine. We can do color picker and just get the grass color, which I think is what we're going to do right now. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Beyond the edge of the geometry, you've kind of got a sky and you've kind of got a thing. I need to put things here to make it look less whack. Well, the river's in a different place. She said, no, it's not. And also don't be live if you don't want viewers. No, I agree 100%. So let's take this and I guess duplicate it and then just move it out here as like a distant object, right? And see if that looks crazy. See, so it's not grounded in anything, but it does kind of help. You think the hill shouldn't be parallel to the road and characters standing in line. Like, I agree with you. I think that a U-turn on a road is pretty common, but right, it looks like it's an island, which is my problem. Because if we look at like Dokapon, you don't get that effect from these hills in the back. This is not a good example, but like these back here feel connected to what we're doing here. And I don't know how to get from here to out there unless I just make the geometry huge, which could be the answer. I really don't know. I don't know what happens there, but okay. Maybe the answer is just bigger terrain. This feels a lot better already. I mean, there is grass hiding the stitch line, so to speak. Let's take a look. Are you talking about the Dokapon screenshot? Yeah, yeah. You're right. Okay. We can do that. Let's see. We are going to add, duplicate this. Go to plain mesh. Call this grass wall. Where are we? Where's my... Oh, it's way out there. Yeah. Sorry, the buttons between Blender and Godot are different and kind of bugs me. So we'll go in here and we will set the size to like 100. Nope. We'll set that to like 2. We'll set that to like 100. And we'll rotate it. This, I guess you wanted to try rotated, right? Like, how not parallel do you want it to be? Because there's a lot of ways to make it parallel, right? Okay, to this we add a multi-mesh modifier. Yeah. Grass wall, okay. Source is... Okay. I think just having bigger terrain is really kind of going to do it. Like, look, that doesn't look crazy at all if it's just that far out. So I guess the fight scene is just lower than the outer edges, which are visually just above the horizon line. So it's a bowl. We're learning. It's very exciting for me. This has been bothering me for years, and I just decided today's the day. So, but let's turn our camera around, perhaps. Ugh. Where you at, dog? Can I not just rotate it? I gotta do the whole thing. That's fine. That's fine. Rotation around the Y. Really gonna make me go to P2's camera? There is no P2 camera. Whatever. I think the grass is a viable strategy too. Like, look at that. That's fine. I understand we're working with like wacky objects and half-baked assets, but stick with me here. I do think that the grass is fine. And I do think that the other one's fine too. Alright, so let's take the grass wall. Let's call this one the tree wall. And let's add in quick load a tree. Put that tree over here. This can kind of fuck off. Yeah. Okay. We're going to do populate the tree wall with the tree. We're going to do like 2,000 trees. Random rotation, a little baby bit of tilt. Random scale, 2.5. Why is that not working? Don't know. Populate it. And then we totally messed up. This needs to be like 100. Yeah. We're trying to add trees to this. Okay, so we will go back to here. Multi-mesh, populate, populate. There we go. This can go away. They're floating in the sky. Interesting. Our cameras, they're not keeping the aspect ratio. So you can see trees when it's stretched, and then you cannot see trees when it's not. Not a big deal, but we will need to address it eventually. So we'll go remote, go to our camera, find that rotation. Yeah, okay. So I do just need to make things a little bit bigger. And then I think breaking up the horizon line will make a lot more sense. Because even that grass does it there. Right? Like, admittedly, the grass is kind of floating. But the end of the road feels like it kind of could go on, potentially. And if we happen to be facing the forest, so that kind of terminates abruptly. But if we face the far side of the terrain, it's totally fine. Yeah. Okay. So we solved a thing. I appreciate you guys. Okay. So you don't want the road to be going parallel to the thing. Also, the road needs to be like 100 times bigger, which means we have to redo the textures completely. As much as I worked on these rocks, I think we might just do a road now that we understand it. Can't believe I would have missed the stream if I could sleep. Hey, nudes. I don't know when you sent that message because YouTube, but welcome in. I'm going to take a little couple minutes to figure out what we're working on next. We're learning. It was not hours ago. We've been streaming for not very long. 1 hour and 25 minutes. I guess you could look at composition in photos and paintings for inspiration, or in games as well. The straight horizon line is the enemy of pretty, unless you have a beach or something. Tree line has to be either A, not straight, or B, trees different sizes. Yeah. Yeah. I understand stealth, man. I understand camouflage, break up that silhouette, no straight lines, no man-made objects. Stealth Velcro. But yeah, no, so like, I'm just learning technique on technique on technique. And now we learned one. It's very exciting. Eventually, I will use them to make actual assets for this game. Got to make sure I save my image. Then we'll do file open. Cancel. File open recent. I hate this fishman so much. I think he's like the dumbest. But Z says he's great. I like the concept, right? The little pixel I did. Very happy with that. I actually thought about making a game about this guy. And I've refined this model a few times. But I don't know how I feel about it. I think he's definitely going to be a Seasons of Honor enemy. I don't think he has bones or animations yet. But the task here was to draw something by hand, then pixel art the thing I drew, and then model it from the pixel art. I like that his eyes appear to move even though they don't. What else we've been working on? The main map I am very unhappy with, but it's got a couple of highlights for me, right? So like this rock I made, I'm so happy with. This is my favorite rock. Like, you can't see it really, but it's got a little bit of texture. I love this rock. And it's going to be like a destroyable rock. It's going to block the path to the mountains. And I just filled in the river with this blue color, but we're going to have a shader there. We're going to have like a proper river that goes into a river area. You can't cross the river unless you get a skiff. It's going to be a whole thing. And this is just a placeholder for like, there's going to be a forest here, a deep forest. I didn't really know what to do with roads, so I kind of just drew squares, because that's kind of how Dokapon works, right? There's a little bit of height in this terrain, but not really. And then there's like a beach, and so it'll be a water shader that kind of laps up against it. And this will go into a kind of plains area. So 1, 2, 3, 4 major provinces. Oh, thanks, Cher. Do I have to click something? Because, like... Oh, there it is. Timestamps. Got it. Thank you. I think it's funny that you guys do the YouTube chat and the IRC chat. I prefer the IRC chat. It's just easier for me, but... So, this world map compared to, like, Dokapon's world map... Pretty big difference, but I'm learning how to do this. I believe this is a shader. I think this is a shader. And like an auto tile solution. I did want to add some like grassy hills. And I was thinking about maybe doing, I think I did do it here. Yeah, those are higher up. They're totally raised up. Not really, but the center is. And this is where like the capital city is going to be. So, I don't know. Dokapon's, it's hard to replicate because like these little squares of tiles here. We could put tiles anywhere. You see, they like go up the slope, and it's just kind of like dark green and light green, and there's like some decorations. So, as far as drawing the roads, they're not that important unless they go from a place to a place. We're gonna have a strategy meeting soon to figure out exactly what those places are. At which point, I will be able to make a better map, right? But I guess this is a good picture of the map. So there's like item spaces and town spaces and blank spaces. And you kind of want to balance like how far from this to that sort of thing. But these are all decorations placed on top of a map. So I just need to get like a good base map that we can then place things on. And we can do the balancing that way. If that makes sense. Have you guys played Dokapon? It's pretty fun. Like, strongly recommend. My brother's wife won't play with us anymore because she felt bullied. But, like, not my fault, right? I actually went easy on her, but whatever. Lady Crab says I did nothing wrong. So like this goes across these rocks, right? Completely just across this water. So the map itself doesn't have a ton of hard requirements. It goes vertically, right? Like straight up these. I just need to come up with some interesting maps that we can place dots on. I'm overthinking it for sure, but I also don't know what I'm doing. So much that I'd make a Dokapon like. I know you absolutely bullied her. Well, that's the way she saw it, at least. No, I get it. Like, I mean, when we first got together, I played Pokemon Stadium with Lady Crab. She got an N64 for her birthday. She was hyped. And so she's like, play with me, play with me. I'm like, I don't know that you want to do that. But then we did it. And what she doesn't know is that I have played Pokemon Stadium before. I know that the balance is not traditional Pokemon. It is unique to itself. So to balance against legendaries, they really buffed Ekans. With Ekans, you can just wrap, and it's like a 90% chance success rate that the legendaries can't do anything. You just wrap, and they can't act, and you can't act, and you both sit there awkwardly. I remember this because my brothers are assholes. So I passed it on to the next generation, right? And she really did not appreciate me spamming wrap every single turn on her legendaries. And so she it's like literally crying and saying like, stop it. This isn't a Pokemon battle. I wanted a Pokemon battle. And I'm like, okay, I'll stop. And then I did it again. And then she left the room. And now we don't play together anymore. I'm the asshole 1,000%. But that is what bullying looks like. Not Dokapon. I've never lost Sandshrew digging game in my life. I lose the Clefairy one all the time. Trying to think which one I was good at, but I don't think it's any of them. So in Dokapon Kingdom, this is the castle. It's kind of the middle. And it's like, I don't understand how to form these squares very well. But I think that's more of Splash's problem, because that seems like programming bullshit to me. Not art bullshit. As you can see, the road goes, but then there's this volcano. I have been good at maybe 2 video games ever, and one of them was Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, which is a game that nobody played, but I would wreck you if we played. Like, you would not stand a chance at all. I wonder... So we have a file for decorations. I don't think I changed this file. I don't want to change the file. Which are just things that we're going to put on the map, really. Shouldn't have barrels and stuff in here, but we do. So in Dokapon, if we do like... The shop scene is what I'm working on, but I really need to think it through better than we have. But the world map, right? So like these little towns, and like the trees, and, stuff like that. The shops. The flowers. That's stuff I'm making here in decorations. Not that I've made any. I've only made shop scene stuff in a tree. I don't hate the tree. Don't love the tree. I could not get into Portable Ops. I mean, it was when Kojima had quit Metal Gear Solid for a while. I don't know if you remember, but he was done, and then they made Portable Ops without him, and it sucked so bad that he came back and made Peace Walker. So, like, if Portable Ops never comes out and is a huge stinker, then Peace Walker never gets made, which means Metal Gear Solid just kind of dies at that point. But the concept of like stealth knocking out guys and then dragging them back to a thing to recruit them into your team, I like that. I think kidnapping guys is one of my favorite genres of games. When I play pretty much any PvP game, if there's a kidnap ability where I can like hook a guy or pull a guy or hassle a guy, that's what I want to do. So, yeah, I'm on a list now. Does it? That does not seem terribly useful in Path of Exile. Like, you kill things so fast, why would you want to kidnap a guy? Man, I can't afford to read Epstein's list. Or do you mean capturing guys and taking them back to your base? That makes more sense. I thought you just meant like snatching a guy and dragging him 5 feet. I previously made like, I don't know if I have it in here, test assets, maybe? Maybe? Yeah, so I made like this dope little building, right? And I made like little blank space thing. It's got little ridges, right? And Splash didn't even use them. He's like, oh, it's confusing. I don't know how anything works. So I'm not super motivated. We might actually just import those into. I don't know how to copy stuff from one blend file to another, actually. Let's just Google it, right? Can I just Control C? Open both, copy and paste. So we'll go to decorations. Dope. Easy money. Gotta love it. All right, well, these need textures and UVs now. So maybe that's what we'll do. Okay. Let's see. Need to give it a material. Nope, I think we're crashing. I think we're crashing. Can you guys still hear me? Yeah, you can still hear me. Okay, it went. It just went slow. Awesome. Want that one. I think we want that. And oh, no, not that. That. Okay. So I think the way I've been texturing stuff is just taking all these vertices, shrinking them down, and putting them in a color on this kind of plain palette, right? Which I don't see any real reason to stop doing. It works. It's convenient. It is a valid professional technique, more or less. Mm, I don't know about that one. I do feel like we need maybe something here, like just a ring of something. I don't really know what. Maybe yellow. Maybe a different red. Maybe white. Don't really like the white at the bottom that much. Thought I'd like it more. Eh, too dark. Maybe the dark red's throwing me off. I don't know, I'm not a color theory guy, right? What complements red? All right, nudes, pick a color. Maybe that's the solution. Yeah, okay, it's better red. Maybe we do this one. I'm not too mad at that. That'll be fine for a placeholder. And then test blank space, I think we're going to leave blank. Splash, do you know if the tiles, the pixel tiles, are in the Godot folder yet? It's okay if you don't. I just curious. Mm, okay, so if we go to the map, I don't actually know where. Oh, right, it's you have it set up weird. So these are sites which go here, which use this mesh. I think that's probably fine. Did you do these? Did I do that? I feel like I did that. That seems like too high effort for you. Um. Hmm. So yeah, I wonder if I still have the tiles. I don't have W get. Crazy. Um. Okay. Let's. Oh, these are all tiles. Okay. Okay. There's tiles. All right. So we're gonna copy tiles.zip. That's wrong too. uh, Season of Honor /art. Go there. Okay. So, if we wanted to give this a texture, we could then make it a tile, and the UVs would be all fucked up. Could we do... I don't actually know how to... I guess we could just fix it, right? Oop. Okay. So, if we do that, then we should be able to quick load the other tile types. And they are not centered. Damn. These tiles are not usable. Very frustrating. Maybe there's some way to fix it. No. Unfortunate. So let's try replacing it with a proper object. Um, That's bigger, isn't it? Is it scaled or something? Yep. Yep. Okay. Scale's got to come way in. How do I just scale it down in general? I remember not knowing if it should be on top or on bottom or what. So I'm just going to leave it there, I guess. Then we will... give me a minute, guys. It was people wanting to tell me about God. The Christian God. God now gives QR codes. JW.org, I'm assuming that's Jehovah's Witness. The wicked will be no more. The meek will possess the earth. The Bible reveals that God's kingdom is a real government in heaven. Will satisfy all of our needs. Yep, 2025 Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania. I'm going to choose not to go on a rant. I will save that for Reddit later. Okay. What was I trying to do? I was actually hoping this would be fairly easy, but it seems that it is not. Can I? Don't think I can. I think I'm just gonna have to redo it, which is fine. They were like really lazily done, just to have different kinds of tiles. So if we do that, like save scene, then we go to map. There'll be yellow dots everywhere, which will be nice. I need to build some. Well, I guess I raised them up in the terrain, but I was going to build some mountains for here. Also, this multi-mesh for the grass was like really lazy. But it's not a big deal because we're going to redo all of this. Not most of it, all of it at some point. Okay, well, I think that is going to be enough art for today. I'm just mad at the Jew God. Anyway, have a great day, guys.